Hi Heather and everybody, Mopsy here. This is going to be a really quick video to back up. I've been trying to help Heather in a private message, and this is just a backup because I think I'm confusing her um, more by trying to explain things. So here's just a quick overview. Here is the image that Heather has to digitize, and let's zoom in and take a quick look at it before we do anything else. As you can see, and I keep saying this to everybody, your digitized file will only be as good as the graphic image that you start with. And given how rough this is, the first thing we need to do is to get rid of a lot of this background here. So I've covered this in other videos. This is how it looks now. This is how it will look after these changes have been made. Last time I used it, it was 4625, and I'm fine with that. As I say, I'm just doing this quickly. That's got rid of a lot of it. I've still got some grey areas there, so now I'm going to come to the colour reduction, see what it suggests. It's suggesting all these colours. I actually want to reduce it down to two colours, just the black and the white. Let's see what it says. That's okay. That's fine, so I'm going to say okay to that. And so we now have just the black and white image. I'm going to come down here. The Premiere Designs, excuse me, and probably the PD in the middle, I would do with hyperfont or the text. So I'm making my box a little bit smaller, getting rid of a lot of this white area around the outside. That's got rid of a lot of that text. There we go. Now, as for the image itself, these wheat stems down the bottom, yes, it's doable, but boy, it's going to take an awful lot of editing to do that. So I looked around and I have a file with some wheat on it, and so what I'm suggesting that Heather does is to delete this, don't even bother trying, and replace it with an existing file that you crop out. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a little bit. So I'm going to go to my drawing pencil. I'm going to select white, the largest one I can, and get rid of this wheat down here. Let's come over here. Just leave the like laurel type leaves there. And I'm going to go to my fill can to see if I can actually get rid of it this way. That'll be probably faster. Get rid of all these little pieces here. And I'm now going to come to my square box. I'm white with the fill and the line, and I'm just going to draw some white boxes here. So I'm also going to remove the font from the middle. I say we'll be doing that with hyperfont or text, or that would be my recommendation. I can now bring this bottom up. So this is the image that we'll be digitizing, and this obviously needs a lot of editing, and I don't have the time to spend to do that. But let's come here to the circle or oval. I'm going to come black on black, and oh, no, that's I do undo that. I'm way too low there. Let's come to there. So as I say, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'm going to come to the circle, use my control key so I get like a perfect circle. Let's have a little bit. I shouldn't try and do things when I'm in a hurry. Okay, let's try that again. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and choose a different colour. I'm going to choose red, and the reason for that is I can draw just the one image, then I can come up here to my magic wand and I can pick this red image up. I actually need to get more of the red image, so select none, pick that up again. Now I'm selecting everything. I did that too far. Let's select none. Let's try that. There we go. So I'm going to copy that to the clipboard, and again I'm not getting my text tools showing and I don't know why. There we go, copy the selection to the clipboard. Now I'm going to come white and come to my pen and select none and get rid of these, and then I'm going to paste from the clipboard, which I think is this one. No, this one. So I can move it here, select none, paste again, and while it's in the clipboard I can keep pasting it. I think I have to deselect it before I can paste it. I'm not sure. No, that's fine. I can do it. So as I say, I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing this. Oops, wrong button. Bear with me. But you get the idea of it anyway. And then the same with the rest of the crown here. Select a different colour, and I'm going to draw a circle here. Sorry, select none. I had it selected. You have to select none to do something new. I hold my control key down. I know these are off center. I'm more getting to the size of them. And I'm coming to my pen, white on white, separate. Oops, that's a bit large. I'm just separating the black here and at the bottom. Now I'm coming to my excuse me, my fill can and get rid of that black background that's there, and come into my magic wand, and now I can pick that up and select none, pick this one up and line these up, although you can line them up in the Futura program probably a bit easier than this. Select none again, get rid of the little bits that you left behind. As I say, you can spend you can spend hours editing your files, and you should spend hours editing them if you want them to turn out decent. And then the other thing I will do here, and this is for the auto punch process, if I left the design like it is with this black either side, the way the Singer program works is it will stitch this block, then it will jump over here, stitch this block, then jump over here, because it works from the top down. To prevent that, I'm coming up to my fill can. I'm going to pick a colour, one that I haven't used yet. Let's use pink, and I'm going to fill this side with pink. We can change the colours later. At this stage, it's just to make it easier going through the auto punch process. There we go, and that's all I'm going to do. I say you need to spend a lot of time editing this. Save changes to this. C drive, in my training folder, header. Okay, so there we have it on screen. I'm going to run it through auto punch. Next, that's the one I want. It's cropped pretty well, size wise. I'm going to make it like 4 inches. I'm not quite sure what size you're wanting it. And let's go next. Narrow down the dividing line to 2 between column and fill. And there are certain background parts I don't want here, so I'm going to turn the background stitching off. I'm going to turn this preview window off and just show you how it's put the colours together a little bit better. Here we go. Next, I'm going to select the first, turn the preview window off, select the last, that one, and I want them to be filled, step pattern 3 to start with. Give it a little bit of edge walk underlay. Next, and here we come, jump stitch or running stitch. If you don't like the long jump stitches, ask it to be a running stitch instead. So again, give me your excuse me, your choice there. So there we have it on screen, and let's view realistic, and then you can start the editing again. But the better quality your image is to start with, the better quality your finished result. And as I said before, I rather than taking the time to create all those or digitize and edit all those wheat um, pieces that were at the bottom, I had a file on my computer that included some wheat. So what I did, if I go to design browser, I edited it out to create a single wheat, which I then copied to make a few of them. Did a couple of different sizes of that. So I'm just going to select the single wheat because this might make more sense to Heather on there. So that's what I did. So what I need to do is incorporate this design with the wheat. So I'm going to come to paste design, single wheat, okay, and there it is on the screen. I'm going to move it down here and click off. So there's one of the wheats. I can make it a little bit smaller if I want to. Just match the design that you have. Once you've got that, you can right mouse click and say copy, and then right mouse click off it, right mouse click and click paste, and there I have an exact copy of the wheat. And I don't want it to be like a little row of soldiers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this round a little bit like that and move it over here, click off, and then right mouse click. Because I said copy, it's in the clipboard, so I can just keep saying paste to it. This time I'm going to right mouse click, flip it, and say flip it horizontally. Come out, right mouse click, paste. There's another one. This time I'm going to flip it vertically, and I might want to rotate it a little bit. So you can play around with it to get it to look a little bit like your original design. And so I did that by pasting the original wheat sheaf, and then once it was on screen, copied it. And then at that point, once you're happy, or whilst you're in the process, do a design save it as an FHE so you can continue editing it, and then add your text in the middle underneath of the built-in fonts or your hyperfont. So I really have to dash. I'm sorry, Heather, that I'm did this one quick, but I'll catch you later, and I hope that helps a little bit. Bye all.